So you're thinking about switching brokerages or joining another one, and you're wondering, what's this eXp thing I keep seeing a whole bunch about? And what are the pros and what are the cons of joining this particular brokerage? Well, in this video, we're going to go over the top 5 pros and top 5 cons of joining eXp Realty. You want to stick around to the end because number 5 pro, it might make or break that decision. So stick around. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with eXp Realty. If this is your first time to our channel, we do tons and tons of videos about everything eXp. Now, as a real estate agent being licensed in 3 states, from New York to Florida to Ohio, I've been a single agent, a team agent, I've been an operations manager, and now running 2 teams in 2 separate states under eXp. I've been through a whole heck of a lot. But when I was trying to find information on eXp, I realized that there's just a whole bunch of rhetoric and recruiting pitches all over the internet, and I wanted to change that. So I created this channel for you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click that little bell so that you're notified every single time we got a new video coming out. Now, if you are looking to join eXp and you're ready to go now, I've left all my information here below. If you'd like to contact me, feel free to. Call, text, or email me, or find me on social media. I should be anywhere that you look. Look up Tim Whittemore here at eXp Realty, and I'd be happy to talk with you about anything you need to know. But again, if you're ready to go now, I got that link here below. Go ahead and sign up. Just make sure you got your license number ready. All right, well, let's go into the pros and cons of eXp. Let's get the cons out of the way first. Number 1 con is, well, there's no office building. There's nowhere to go to get away from everything in order to just do your normal real estate as we really think of real estate, right? Well, you have this advantageous part of it mainly because, well, you're only starting at an 80-20 split. So there's not a whole lot of overhead, which means eXp can pay you more. You still need an office space? Well, you can go find one out of your own pocket pretty much, and you can find it cheaper than, say, with those big box brokerages from Realogy or KW are going to charge you for those offices. If you look at it, you're probably going to find a better deal for yourself. Now, if you don't need an office space, which we don't now, this is 2021, and last year we just realized that we can pretty much do everything online thanks to Zoom. We can talk and do consults and listing presentations online now, and then even to show a property, we don't have to have them there anymore. We can use our cell phones and do FaceTime or whatever to show properties now. The industry has changed. However, if you still want that person to meet up with you, or they insist, if you don't want to go to a coffee shop or something like that, they have Regis centers where eXp is going to pay for you to rent a room out or an office or whatever for however long. And they're really, really nice. My office up in Dayton has a beautiful Regis center out there in Beaver Creek. Okay, number 2 con is, well, you have to pay the brokerage. This isn't a 100% commission sort of brokerage that we have here. You still have to pay them up to $16,000 before you become capped, which means that you then are 100% of your commissions. So that 16%, you start at an 80-20 split. So that's 80% to you, 20% to the brokerage. Once you do enough deals where you have that $16,000, then it goes ahead and caps you out and you get 100% of that back. Now, there are a couple of other fees that are associated with it. Your broker review fee, you might have a capping fee, but all of these fees eventually go away if you do enough business. So that's a really advantageous part. Now, if you are joining a team, your cap of 16,000 is probably going to be 8,000 or 4,000 or something like that. But ask your team member or your team lead about that. All right, number 3 con is eXp is not paying for leads for you. If you find a brokerage that's going to give you leads and is paying for something from Zillow or Homes.com or something like that, eXp is not doing that. They are giving you your commissions so that you could pay for your own lead sources, but they're not providing that for you. The thing that they do provide for an amazing discount is the KVCORE website. Now, you can generate free leads if you're willing to put in the work. It has a great SEO machine in there, search engine optimization, where you can use blogs or whatever you need to do in order to drive traffic to your website. It's fantastic. Now, number 4 is there's no in-person classes. If that's the only way that you learn is to have somebody in front of you talking about it and you can't do that online, well, eXp is probably not going to be the brokerage for you. It is all done online via eXp World, which is this virtual world where you get a little avatar and you can run around, and they've got all the different state rooms, they've got university, they've got big old auditoriums. It's all virtual where you get to go in there. To me, I think it's kind of cheesy, but the content is still there and it actually works really, really well. Number 5 con is there's no office manager. So if you've been in real estate before, it was always nice when you walked in, there was an office manager. If you had a question, you could answer that right then and there if they weren't already with anybody else, which in my experience happened quite a bit, where there was always somebody in that office and I wanted to ask a question about a deal or something that was going on. With eXp, it's kind of nice because you could just simply call a number, and there's a bunch of different brokers that are on call that you'll be able to talk to somebody right then and there. Now, it's just statewide, and they have all the other brokers that can answer those questions for you. However, there's nobody that you could walk into their office to do unless you go on eXp World and then walk into their virtual office, which I've done before, and it still seems kind of weird, but it works. Okay. Going on to the pros. Yeah, I saved the best for last. All right. Number 1 pro, you've heard me already say this. You start, everybody starts, regardless of what your production was, whether it was 0 or whether it was 50 deals last year, you start at an 80-20 split. If you are going on as a single agent, then you're going to cap at $16,000 to the brokerage. So that 20%, once that adds up to about $16,000, you are now 100% of your commissions. Again, if you're on a team, the eXp is only going to take $8,000 or even as low as $4,000 of your 80-20 before that you cap, okay? So those are some really advantageous things right there. You're also going to have some other associated fees like the broker review fee, capping fees, and so on and so forth. Number 2, you have access to a very powerful technology, which is KVCORE CRM. The thing is a monster, all right? The SEO optimization on there is incredible. They've got tons of different programs to help you pay for leads if you want to pay for leads, like Make It Rain, Google Pay-Per-Click, and a total, like tons of stuff where it can link into Facebook and your social media, where you can have leads just generated in through there through initiatives that really don't cost you anything or very, very minimal. Number 3 pro is you get tons of training and education through eXp World, through Workspace, or through your assigned mentor. There's a ton of training out there if you're just willing to sit down to get those modules done. Number 4 pro, stock. You get stock with this company. If you elect the option, you can take 5% of whatever your commission is when you get paid, and you can put it towards getting stock in the company. Now that's discounted stock too, so you're getting at a better rate. Plus you can get additional awarded stock if you, what we call cap, right? And if you cap and become what we call an icon, then they give you additional stuff on top of that with a whole bunch of other benefits. So if you're doing your job and you paid them $16,000, now they're giving you even more ownership in the company. It's so nice to have ownership in a company that you work for. All right, and as promised, number 5 pro is the rev share. Yes, the rev share. So rev share is part of the multi-level marketing that they do have here. Now, I did not join this brokerage because of this. It just happened to be kind of a nice little thing that just happened. But what happens is that as you bring people on, when you join eXp, you will join under somebody. You can't not join under somebody. So when you do that, a certain portion of the 20% that you pay the brokerage goes to your upline. You don't see any difference. If you're in this to do real estate, it's the same for you. Now, if you tell everybody else how awesome real estate is, and you do videos like I do, then people tend to join if you're giving them value or just telling them how awesome this brokerage really is. And what happens is that if you have somebody that you invite that joins directly under you, it breaks it up in like increments of 5. So you get 5, 10, 15, whatever, so on and so forth. If those agents qualify, meaning that they produce a certain amount of deals, or it's really based on money that they produce each year, and they cap, that means that you're going to get as much money from that 20% as you can. That's what qualifying is. And as this gets built out, the money is actually from the revenue, not profit. Keller Williams has a profit share. This is a revenue share. So the revenue is the money coming in. The profit is what's left over after expenses, right? So no matter what, this rev share is going to constantly be coming in, whether it's profitable or not. And it's from eXp's dollar, not from the agents. So it's kind of a win-win when you look at it. But you're going to get money from the revenue. This thing compounds like a lot. I was not paying attention to this when I got into this brokerage. And as I started growing people out in the rev share, just by sharing the information, much like I'm doing here, it started to really compound. And I was wondering where these $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 checks were coming from in my actual rev share. And I was just, what is this? And quite honestly, some realistic numbers when it comes to rev share is if you've got somewhere between 10, we'll just say 10 people across, you're looking at anywhere between 4 to, in 2 years, it could be up to $8,000 coming in a month passively, providing that they are capping each year or what have you. And I'm not saying all 10 have to do this. This is based off the 80-20 rule that I talked about in a previous video. But if you have a certain amount of people that are in there and are recruiting, these numbers just start really, really going up. And it's just a consistent passive income. It's kind of like a little side hustle that you can have. Now, I did not join this brokerage for the rev share, but it's really nice to know that eventually if eXp continues to grow the way that it is, and we totally see that it is, that you can have this nice active passive income that might even be more than your real estate sales for you doing absolutely nothing. Pretty nice, huh? All right, so that's what we have for the pros and the cons of joining eXp Realty. If you have any questions about anything that I spoke about, please leave it here in the comments below. And if you're ready to join eXp, the link is also in the About section for this video. And if you have questions, you're interested in becoming coached or mentored from me, or just want, a no BS assessment on this versus another brokerage, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text. All my information is below here. Again, I'm Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group at eXp Realty. See you in the next video.